Now, let me give you a bit of an intro on Eva. Eva Storm, who you are going to truly enjoy, is an intuitive business and family coach. She's a healer, she's a hypnotherapist, and a trainer. So she's very, very gifted in ways that not all humans are often willing to say, hey, I've got this gift. She does. She specializes in bringing intuition together with strategy, helping entrepreneurs and families to uncover their hidden patterns, their past wounds. She works with them to heal them, and she aligns them really ultimately to a true purpose. Through hypnosis, she guides clients to access their inner genius. She enables creative problem solving and decision making. And with a unique blend of intuitive insight and practical tools, she fosters transformation, resilience, and meaningful growth in professional and personal realms. Entrepreneurs, visionaries, and change makers are greatly encouraged to consider hiring her to create the impossible into the infinite. Welcome to the stage, Eva Storm. Hello, Eva.
Thank you, Dr. Helmut, inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here, and it was such a great stories that Monica was telling, and what Holly also was bringing to the stage. So I'm very honored to be here.
Yeah, I am honored to have you. You know, I've been so blessed to have so many amazing people who were willing to come on and share and give. I know the group here is excited to get to learn more about you. Now, everyone in the group, I'm curious. Do you guys sometimes get leery when you hear things like intuitive, healer, hypnosis? That's something that sometimes for me was a trigger. Usually it was okay, like what's gonna happen here? And my knowledge and my learning of Ava is that she truly has a gift that she's learned to share and learn to share it in a way that can help business people. So I want to open you up to the fact that you may be learning about some new things today or some new ways of being. And the first thing I want to ask you, Ava, is the question I've been asking everyone, is how do you feel living out love in business is truly part of leadership to success?
For me, leadership is about serving. It's about bringing your purpose into motion. It's I always think about when we die, there will be three questions that will be asked. Were you happy? Did you use your talents and did you learn new threats? And did you share them to the world? They don't ask you how much money did you make, did you give to a non-profit society. They don't ask you this. They only ask you, did you share your gifts, your whatever gifts it is, to the world, and did you make this place a better world? Did you make this world a better place? Sorry. So that's a question, and that gives me so much freedom because we can talk about wealth, but all the wealth is inside of us. I remember that I invested so much in courses that I went to the bank and I asked for a loan, and he said, yeah, you have to give me a guarantee. And I said, I'm standing here. I'm the guarantee. And he says, I can't do with that because I have to put something on paper, something, an asset, a house or something, a house, a business. And I said, I know I'm here. And at that time, I felt really wealthy because I was like, I can go wherever I am in the world. You can drop me in Brazil, South Africa, wherever you want me to drop. I will still do my thing. And that's for me being having leadership. It's not having tools and using tools because I can talk a little bit woo-woo wherever I go, but I don't need a crystal or something to change myself. It's about mindset. It's about an open heart. It's about this heart that is embodied within everything that is important for you. So, and I know the next generation comes here with a purpose. I wrote a book about it. I wrote a book about the next generation children. They will have crystal energy and they come with a purpose and they will only do that one purpose. So you can't ask them, now do a job with administration. They won't do it because they come here to change this world. They come here to make this place a better place. And I don't know if you all can relate to that, you're like, you just want to bring out your passion and not do something else. Because I am raised with just do what people ask and get money at the end of the month and be happy. I'm like, no way, it's not going to happen. I will be happy, but I'm not going to listen. So that's very important to know that investing in yourself, and of course, we need a roof, we need all these material things, but feeling wealthy is being able to bring out your gifts to the world and to share them and to help other people become better and become a better version of themselves and get wealthy if that is necessary. Money is about sharing. It's receiving and sharing. So that's how I think about it.
How many of you relate to this desire? Put yes in the chat if you relate to the desire to give meaningfully, to give something that matters to the world, to make a difference, right? Right? So many yeses. I think what's so interesting about this topic is that maybe that is how we are all designed, right?
Yes.
In fact, each of us are designed in that way. It's kind of funny. I got jealous of the future generation, Eva. I was like, wait, I want to be part of that generation. I want to
We
change
are
the world.
part.
We are part,
We are
exactly.
part. Yes, because our generation, we are here to make the change. We are here to say stop to the old and yes to the new. But where is this new? It's inside of us. We already have the seeds inside of us. I'm teaching this for years, and only in the COVID period, my students called me and they said, "Oh, now I understand what you were saying all this time. Oh, now I understand what we have to do." And I said, "Yes, go out and tell your truth. Do what you have to do." And but this next generation, they won't have this big problem. They will just walk in and do their thing. While we have to break out the old first and do our new thing, they will just walk in and do their thing. They will have a very higher consciousness and they won't discuss my daughter, she's not discussing, she's just doing what she wants to do. And I don't mean in the sense of being I just want to do what I want to do. She comes here with a purpose and she does it. So
So I have mixed thoughts on that thought. And here's what I mean by that. I feel like there is, from a global perspective, there's so much awakening that we are still
yes.
undergoing, right? And it's like a birth of a new humanity, right?
Mhm.
So there are some parts of the human consciousness that are awake, and there's cells of us all over the world, right?
Yes.
Um, I think that there are many still in young, and I think of younger generations, I think that there are many who are still um, unborn, right? Who still haven't broken through their generational traumas and wounds that see them from seeing themselves, right? So my great prayer, Eva, is that actually it's the topic of my book, if I can share, is that I think that we are in need of a great spiritual awakening. I believe that we're in need of an awakening that is just as powerful as the internet is to knowledge, as AI will be to productivity. We are very much in need of an awakening of an understanding of who we truly are. And it is spiritual for me.
Yes,
And I
spiritual.
think you probably agree. It's I and I'm just saying this because we're recording this, but I just, because we're talking about it, I think that you're in Europe, yeah? So the people who may not they may think that you're in New Jersey, but you have a
No,
European
I'm in
accent.
Europe.
So, Europe is so lucky, fortunate, blessed, and in a way, leaders in this area because you have the space for it. So many places like the US or like India or Russia or China do not necessarily have all of the infrastructure that's encouraging this at the level that it might be where you are. And so this is why I pray for that awakening, to be candid with you, right? Because I think that it is a better way of being for all humans.
Yes, well, I don't, even though I am in Europe, I think we all have the same problem. We all have the
Mm,
same problem because if I if I can, I'm still looking to get outside of Europe, so I'm not going to stay and live in Europe. So I don't know why people think that the grass is always greener somewhere else, but I don't. I think we have to stop thinking in a way that. Um, I think we have to start thinking that we are the ones that will create a new society, and the seeds are in us. And yes, the old structure is falling down, and while that is happening, the new is going up. And I wasn't my intention to talk about this, but I will. I will. Can I show you something because it's
yeah, I hope you
really.
all are loving this, right? This wasn't our exact topic, but this kind of gets into like the why are we here element of
Yes, it's
leadership and
really,
love,
really,
right?
really, really important. Well, let me take another. I will take green and red because it's we all, and it doesn't matter what path you think. It's just this this is not working.
Is
Yes.
it a heart, red and blue?
No, let me just
Take off
delete
your background. Yeah, yeah.
my background for a minute. Blur my background. No, not that.
No.
Yes. So
There you go.
what is happening right now is because this awakening is happening. You have people that have become more conscious. Let's say this is the Reds. They become more conscious, and these are the people that don't want change. They
Our
just want
sleep.
yes, sleep. But here are also people that think they are awake and but they sleep and they are actually there. Our ego mind is very tricky. So whatever path we take, I always tell people we can feel apart in certain situations. We can feel far away from each other, even in families, even in society. Even one time your best friend was close to you, and now this person is far away from you. But I am so confident that we will all come together here because the awakening is about love. The awakening is about serving. The awakening is about helping each other. But when we are in this zone, we can't really help. The only thing we can do is connect. And that means that we, in a connection from heart to heart, no ego is involved. And then we can come close together. It's like you can say it's two timelines, but we will come together. So there is, as long as we are judging on each other, oh, you are too spiritual, or you not spiritual, or you are wealthy and you're not wealthy, and I think within a year or two, very wealthy people will share their money to the world because people will need it. The society will need it. The government is not going to help us. It will be we are going to help each other. There will be not a government that will help us. There will only be we working together and we creating our own freedom, our own laws, our own. And I don't mean that we will do everything. There will be a kind of structure, but I'm confident that we will all come together and we will create this big love in this world. And that moment when that happens, I get goosebumps when I'm telling this, then that moment, this new society will arise where where this new generation of children can come to the world and make it even, bring it to a higher level that we don't even know at this time, because their love, they will have Christ energy in them. They will have this, and I don't mean from a religious sense, because I'm not religious, but it's this Christ energy of unconditional love, of so much respect. It's like when my daughter was 6 years old, she said, why don't we bury the dead animals like we do for people? Why don't we pray for them as we do for people? Why don't we do that for the nature? Why do we have wars in this world? She couldn't sleep for months because she discovered that there are wars on this planet. So these children don't come from this planet, they come from other planets with this higher consciousness. It's really woo, but this brings hope. This brings so much hope for everything, because here both we have to heal ourselves. To come here, we have to heal ourselves. And even those who think they are conscious, they still have to heal themselves. Like also this, and we are actually both the same. You could flip the colors. We are just the same.
Yeah.
There's
It's
no
interesting.
difference.
I have to say that first of all, it's wonderful to hear you say these things because I think that you are accurate. I also am, by my nature, I'm a product developer, a product person. So I think of the how a lot. And I
Mhm.
think of the coordination that's required, right? And so I think Bianca chatted on here. Bianca and I had this aha moment. Um, it was this week, actually with my trainer. And it was like the comment I made was that it was like we're all playing a game of chess, right? We've been playing a game of chess, right? So there are structures we've built across the earth, right? Including business structures, right? They're all built, these are systems of exchange of energy, right? The money we create is just capturing energy that we exchange as we're serving one another. But the systems for what you're discussing for it to work, for it to happen, we simply have to take the chessboard and all the players and all the structures we put together and start playing checkers.
Mm.
It has to use the same systems, right? It has to use the same board. It's still using the squares that are laid out. It's still using, right, pieces that are laid out. It's just that we have to be willing to understand that we have unique positions, right? But we're all at the same time just checker pieces, right? Am I a business leader? Yes, I am. And this is my role. Yes, it was this role in the game of chess, but now I'm this role in the game of checkers,
Yeah.
right? And it's sort of like understanding that every role is unique and it was very important in the first game in which you played strategically a certain role. But when you realize that every checker piece is the same, right? But it's sometimes you're still the chess piece because you're curating the system to work as a game of checkers, right? So
Mhm.
I love that you think this way. I think this way too. But specifically as business leaders, we have to be aware there's the business you're leading, but corporate leaders have the same responsibility to realize we're in a system. I need to manage in the system, right? There are certain things the current system encourages that are warlike. We are literally fighting over, wait, is this your land, my land, right? How many clients will I get? Do I get to sell you more sugary snacks or to someone else, right? Will we be
Mhm.
healthy or will we be wealthy? Why can't we be both, right? So this question, it's extremely important for us to encourage people to work with us who are in high positions of power and influence because we need them to be ready. We need them to be ready in their positions to shift the game, right? And we will need to be coordinated. We can't just do it alone. We will have to be
No, of
coordinated.
course. But i- if I would ask all of you, who would you choose? Someone with spiritual knowledge to be a leader, or someone without spiritual knowledge? Because the
Mm,
one with spiritual knowledge, he or she has an overview of all the spiritual laws, because now we are crossing all the spiritual laws. We are doing earthly laws, but they are made by who? Whoever in the past, which is not correct. But are we treating the earth like it should be in full respect? Are we treating each other in full respect? Are we, what are we doing? We need someone, we need people with spiritual knowledge. And the
Mhm.
first law is the spiritual law. And that's the law of balance, that's the law of attraction, that's the law of cause and effect, that's the law of all these laws are the first laws and not the one that we have now. Today I went to get my new identity card, and the woman said, you have to put all your fingers on your we are taking a picture of all your fingers. And so I know you can get all my fingers except this one, because I put my computer on with this one. You can get all my fingers. She says, no, it's the law. I said, it's not in the law, so you can't ask me. So you can get all my fingers. So I said, which finger do you want? And she said, your middle finger. I said, okay, here it is. So it's not that I want to give my middle finger, but she was asking for it. It's We have to stand up for our freedom, and that's also about being wealthy and strong and powerful. There's so much people, and especially parents, female, the mothers, that are running their business alone and having like two, three children, not having time to talk about or to look how money works, just surviving in all this in the situation. Well, these are the first that will need help, because
Well,
they
let's
have the
be
new
right.
generation in hand.
And I guess my point, Ava, right, is that it's a deeper, it's more profoundly like we have women, millions and millions of women still enslaved in this earth, right? That
Yes,
are
it is.
just not, they are sold into sexual slavery. They're sold into domestic, domestically abusive connections, right? So there's so much, it's like half the earth is waking, like you had in the picture, right? And half
Yes,
of it is
it's
asleep. Yeah,
it's like
yeah, yeah. So
it makes
Ava,
sense.
we have had a beautiful, I hope that you all have enjoyed this conversation. It's obviously one that's intellectual, but also heartfelt. What I want people to know, Ava, as they think about how to engage with you and what you can do with them, let's talk a little bit about working with individuals and how you can help someone maybe who's listening to this, so that they can improve their life experience.
Yes. For me, everything is a lot is about connection. Connection, how what your connection is with yourself, your connection with the other people, with the world, with your parents, because that was actually my topic where I was going to talk about, but which we changed, and I love it. But how your relation is with your mother and how your relation is with your father defines how you stand in the world and how you serve in your leadership. And if you
Mhm.
haven't had that good connection, because the mother stands for the emotional connection and the father stands for the material connection, if you haven't a really good connection, if you haven't healed everything that is necessary with your parents, you can't give back to the next generation. That's my most important topic. On the other hand, I also help people, individual, with hypnosis, with coaching sessions, because in hypnosis, we can go to parallel lives, or you can call it past lives, but everything is in the now because there is no time. So we can jump into parallel lives and we can find threads that we can need over here. So let's say you don't have any money knowledge, you can go to a life where you have money knowledge and bring it back to this life. Of course, you will have to study, but you will have the sense of what it is. And it's all about healing to come into that big heart, of course, and also finding your blind spot. Where are your blind spots? When do you hit the wall? in life? When do you hit the wall in a relationship? When do you hit the wall with just in communication with someone? Like, oh, what is happening here? I wanted to say this, but it didn't work out. What should I have said? Oh, I didn't do it. Oh, now I'm feeling guilty. It's all these things that we have to heal, the small things and the bigger things. But for me, the most important thing is that we can be that we can stand in that leadership. So we are present in the now for ourselves and the next generation. And
It
this next
is.
generation is already here. It's we, it's us, and it's also it's actually everyone.
No, I love that. So I think what I want, let's go ahead and Dos, let's drop the giveaway. Describe the giveaway a little bit for Eva, for those who are listening and want to know what's in the
Yes,
chat.
I created meditation to go into your unconscious mind and to connect with your higher mind so you can find your purpose. And also, sometimes we are looking for the how. You know what to do, but you don't know how. And then you
Mm,
can, every time you connect with your unconscious mind, you get a present back, and that present is in an insight, or it's a feeling, or it's a vision, or something, and then you can start putting love into action, love for yourself, love for the world, and act with that insight, because advice doesn't work. We don't listen to advice. We are not ready for that advice. But when you dive into your unconscious mind, you get advice from your higher mind. And that's
you
what you
do.
feel. And that's always the truth. No matter what you get, it's always the truth. Even if you don't like the answer, it is the truth.
Even when you're not comfortable with it. Thank you so
Yes.
much, Ava. I want to remind people that if you're watching this on the replay, watching this on the YouTube, the chat is going to have, or the notes are going to have this freebie as well. This is true for any of these episodes. And also, I want to encourage you. I think you've seen demonstrated through Ava's way of being, through her conversation, that her intuitiveness in terms of people who, if you feel like you're a blocked person, you're a difficult project, Ava may be the person for you because she's going to help you see what you can't see about yourself. I think you truly have a gift, Ava, and it's so wonderful to have derailed a little bit, but also in a
Yes.
beautiful way, our conversation. Thank you so much for
Yes.
joining us.
Thank you for allowing to be spontaneous and just do what we have to do.
Absolutely what we get to do, right?
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.